Hey guys, my name's Sam and welcome to Prep Medic. This week's video, we're reviewing the BearFAK 3.0 from Refuge Medical. I've been getting request after request after request to review this IFAK. Finally, Refuge Medical actually reached out and was like, hey man, so you're getting a lot of requests for this kit. Do you want to review one? So they sent me this guy out to show you guys, and so far I am pretty impressed by this, and honestly, it's a pretty economical option for a lot of people. So if you don't want to watch the whole video, I like this thing. I think it's a really cool concept. I think it definitely has a specific use case though, and we're gonna go through it piece by piece today. So on the outside, you have a very sturdy kit. Now, I think this kit offers some of the most protection for its contents, mainly because there's nothing exposed to the elements except potentially your tourniquet, which this is an add-on, and your shears, which are also an add-on to the kit. On checkout, you can select a couple things that you want. So the shears that they've gone with are the North American Rescue trauma shears. I think these are like the highest end, middle end shears you can get. So these aren't getting into like the X shears, the Raptor shears, the SOG shears or anything like that. But these are not like cheap, quickly disposable shears that are going to go dull the first time you use them. They have an oxygen wrench here and then are generally just pretty sturdy, decent shears from North American Rescue. I like these things. I actually carried them before I got into the expensive stuff. On the outside here, we have a SOF tourniquet. This is a soft T wide. It's kind of gone through some rebranding. Obviously, when you get it, it's in the wrapping. But when you get it, take it out of the wrapping and get it unfolded and staged appropriately for you. So because this one's kind of the high vis color, comes in a couple different colorways, they rightfully sent me a bright orange trinket. I think that's the way to go for most civilian applications because I'm probably not applying this while I'm being shot at, on a battlefield. Although, who knows the way we're going, what we'll need in the future. So the soft T here, great tourniquet, works really, really well. If you want a metal windlass, which I know a lot of you guys want a metal windlass, this is the tourniquet to go for a lot of that. So like that's on there. And that was quickly just secured with a bungee cord. This is something that just comes with it. This is a great way to secure things on the outside of a kit that are easily accessible. I saw something where somebody like zip tied their tourniquet to their kit and then somebody else like duct taped it. I don't know who thought that was a good idea. I hope people aren't actually doing that. I hope that was just a one-time thing. Regardless, the back of the kit. This is mainly meant to be secured to a MOLLE panel of some kind. So you don't need to buy malice clips for this to help mount it. You've got these guys here that are sewn in, and these clips, which I'm going to struggle with it on camera because, I'm on camera. There you go. So those come out, and you would just weave this normally. You'd put the clip back on and clip it in on the bottom. So this could be mounted to a plate carrier, something like that. This was developed to exceed the military standards for IFAKs. I'm not in the Army, military, any kind, so I don't know all of their standards, but this will exceed what you need for it, and it was developed in conjunction with Special Forces. So it has this capability here to mount to something, or like you can just kind of route these through or even cut them off if you just want to like stow this in a glove compartment back of your car. I think it would work great for that. As well. Front, you've got the hook and loop, so you can take off their logo here. You can put on something else that says, first aid kit. You can put on a little cross on the front, whatever you need, and go from there. So obviously it's got these reflective bands, which are kind of cool. I like the high vis-ness of it. And then in here, you've got a couple things. So you've got this elastic loop, which I assume you could put like a tourniquet through, and I bet you this lid would still close over it. This isn't like a full clamshell opening, so once again it protects things really well, but it does make it kind of hard to stow things back in it, which we'll talk about as we go. This guy comes out. Now it's easier when this thing's mounted to something, and you're left with this case that has kind of a bungee retention in the top, and then of course you've got this guy. So this case will go off to the side. If this is on your plate carrier, obviously that means you could mount it behind you a little bit more and still access it without issues. And then this has another closure to kind of keep everything in place. So this is the full insert on the inside. Now, in here we have a cat tourniquet. I believe on their website you can customize what this comes with. You might only be able to customize what's on the outside. But don't hold me to that one. You can go on their website and check it out just to be safe. So here we have the cat tourniquet on the inside. Now it comes well folded, so you don't have to refold these once you open them. Just get them out of the plastic and ready to go. And that's on this side. You have a pair of nitrile gloves. Now, this one came with black gloves. I assume that these change depending on what the manufacturing looks like what they're able to get a hold of, because that's really what a lot of these medical kit manufacturers and assemblers are having issues with, is getting medical supplies. So I don't like black gloves, but if this is all they could get, okay, I'll give you a pass on that. Now, I will say with these Talon gloves, you should take these out of the wrapper because they get kind of hard to open when they're in there, and when you're under stress, that's not the time to learn how to unfold these. You will notice that these gloves are very thick and they're also pretty long, so they'll come up your wrist a ways, which is super nice for a lot of these situations. So gloves in there. Now, this is all laid out in order of access for your March algorithm. Obviously, there's some things that had to go other places, but really this is start to finish what you should be using. So your tourniquets first line, I would have this on the outside, which they do have one on the outside, and then they've got a second one on the inside if you need to reapply, do another limb or something like that, you can grab it. So tourniquet on this side of it fits in these elastic loops, and these would fit any of the TCCC recommended tourniquets. You've got a Sharpie on the side for writing, date and time on the tourniquet. There's other uses for a Sharpie as well. I use one almost every day. You've got some medical tape for securing things, and then you have a NAR Responder 6-inch emergency trauma dressing. So this trauma dressing, we can open it up here on camera to show you, is just a pressure bandage. So this is meant to hold your wound pack in. You can wrap a head wound, you can wrap a neck wound with the wound pack, your junctional sites, or that bleeding that doesn't require a tourniquet but does need some pressure applied to it. This is gonna work great. What I like about this is there's one piece of packaging. I don't have to open 3 things to get to it. So you've got the pad on this side, and then it will unroll, and you've got Velcro closures to keep it from completely spooling out on you the whole time. So I like North American Rescue products. It's what a lot of people are stocking their kits with. Pretty reliable and good stuff. So that guy sits right on that side. I'm not going to put it back in because, why bother? All right, in the back of this, we've got a couple things in this big pocket. So first and foremost, we have your chest seals. So this is a halo dressing. Open this one too. Halo aren't usually my choice. Once again, they might be kind of limited for it. What's nice about this guy is that it's 2 sides. You have a vented one and a non-vented entrance-exit wound. I don't think anything's wrong with Halo. You're not going to go wrong with it. But this guy will just come off, and you put this around the wound, and then that valve will actually allow it to not build up into a tension pneumothorax in theory, although it still could happen. There's no guarantees with this. So it's cool. It's a twin pack in one case. You've got your NPA, 28 French NPA, and they've already pre-taped some lube on the back. I just ruined it. I took it off. But some lube for that to help it go in. 28 French is a standard size for, the adult military age male, which is really who a lot of these kits are marketed for. If you're a different size, if you're using this kit for, a kid, your wife, somebody that's a little bit smaller than you are, maybe somebody that's a little bit bigger, just be aware that there's other sizes that you can get besides 28 French, and these are something that need to be sized. And then we have 2, they call these abdominal pads. These guys are 5x9, so this is great for your kind of moderate bleeding, where you have something bleeding from an extremity. I don't need to put a tourniquet on, but I do need something to stop that blood, and then we can put the pressure wrap on it as we go. So you got 2 of those. And last but not least, we have Burn Tech dressing. Now, I'm not a huge fan of burn dressings. They work, but most burn centers we go to would rather have the wound kind of flushed and put a dry sterile dressing, non-stick sterile dressing on it. But these ones will work fine. They'll relieve a little bit of pain for those moderate burns in particular. Once again, from North American Rescue. All right, so on this end of the pack, we've got a couple other things. Now, this is kind of a mesh pocket. You can put anything you want in there, but this is what this IFAK comes with. Now, in here, I've got the Quick Clot dressing. Now, This quick clot is no different than the LE quick clot in the green or the black packaging. It's a little bit shorter, I believe. I think that's the biggest difference with this is same substance, same gauze. It's just not quite as long, which this will be completely adequate for almost everybody. This is also a cost-saving measure. It costs a lot less than some of that other gauze. So this is for packing your junctional sites. And then in here we have their trauma pack, which is a heavy duty, like this is a heavy duty plastic bag. And you have a bunch of other stuff in here. So we've got a compact survival blanket from North American Rescue to keep your casualty warm. We've got some packing gauze here. And I'm also going to mention that this is all made in the US. So all of the nylon is made in the US. The medical supplies, I'm guessing most of them are made in the US, although I've heard that things like nitrile gloves are kind of hard to get from US manufacturers. So there could be a couple components that are made overseas in this IFAK. Once again, though, don't quote me on that. All right. As we come in here, we've got eye shield. So this guy can be used to just cover the injured eye, and then you bandage it. There, you've got one in here. You don't need to cover both eyes anymore if there's an eye injury. They used to say, like, if you have one eye injury, cover both eyes. They've really kind of redacted that as you go. So if I didn't say it, packing gauze here, that's non-hemostatic, but it's a good secondary option for you. Coming a little bit deeper, things that are often neglected in first aid kits, which I think are cool. You've got a sling. So this is a triangular bandage that you can make a sling for if somebody's arm is injured. You can tie a bandana with it. You can secure a splint on somebody's arm. There's a ton of uses for triangular bandages, and then a thing of roller gauze. This is more so for wrapping a splint on. You can use this as like a really light duty compression bandage if you want. Now we have a couple more woven gauze pads. These are good for procedure pads, to catch water, if you're flushing somebody's eye to catch water. You can use these as small trauma dressing for scrapes, cuts, things like that. You've got another abdominal pad. This one's another 5x9, so that's in there. You've got some small, I believe these are 2x2s, pads. Once again, minor wound care, which is super important. You're going to encounter minor wounds more than bigger wounds, and minor wounds, if left untreated, can become a bigger deal. So here we've got antiseptic towelettes for hygiene. And then further in, we've got some of these guys. These guys are just iPads. So these are iPads you can put, not the, gaming computer iPads. These guys are ones you can put on somebody's eyes if they've been injured for a long period of time. You can put this, over it to protect it if you want. So that's everything that's in the trauma pack. Lastly, we've got some duct tape. This is just flat folded duct tape on an adhesive back. So this tape can be used for any number of things in an emergency situation. It can be anything from repairing equipment to helping secure a litter, to helping make a drag strap, to securing a splint in place, bandaging. You name it, tape has a lot of viability in emergency situations. So prices change. I've got a link below for this kit. I also have a promo code that'll give you some money off. Doesn't kick back to me at all. So use it if you want to pick something like this up and get a little bit of money off. So if you have any questions about this kit or anything I talked about today, please leave them in the comments down below, and I will see you next week.